Scott, is it a case of you try and brush Sunday under the carpet, or do you dwell on it? How do you react to Sunday?
Well, you can never dwell on poor results and poor performances. I think it's always important that we debriefed it, which we did on Tuesday. But you have to draw a line under it very quickly. We all felt disappointed. The lads certainly did. And they were really good in the meeting, they really added to the meeting and the debrief, and it was good to get that out of the way and draw a line, like I say, and then we quickly moved on, because that's what football is. We have to quickly move on and prepare for the next one.
Sometimes, though, I bet you wish there's a midweek game to try and get it out of the system a little bit.
Possibly, but I think to have a good week of training is always good as well. We've had a really good week, really positive week. I kind of, after the debrief, spoke about the fact that we're, we've gone from 19th to 8th since I've been here. We've won 4 out of 7. We've only lost 1 game in the league out of them 7 games, and we've done extremely well. Let's remind ourselves that we've done well. Like I say, we've won 4 of them. So we're in a good place, and I wanted to remind the players very, very quickly after the debrief from the Wimbledon game that that's what the reality of what we're doing in the league at the moment. So there's no doom and gloom here. It's all positive, and we're in a good place, and we just got to kind of realise that.
The more we see of your side and the more training sessions they have with you, the more it's starting to look a different entity now. Are you sensing that as well? You're noticing what you're putting into their training? You're starting to see a bit more on the pitch?
Not as much as I'd like, if I'm honest with you. I just think that the games have kind of come thick and fast, so we've played a lot Saturday, Tuesday. We've not had many clear weeks of training. And in the performances, I think probably take the Morecambe game away, the rest of them I've not been 1,000,000% pleased with. Morecambe game, I thought we were good. I thought we were really good in that game. Parts of the other games, just bits and pieces of the other games that I've been pleased with. I've got to say training was excellent today, really, really good. We looked at a proper outfit in training today, but we've got to mirror that on the pitch on Saturday.
How do you piece those things together then? Is it just consistency? Is it just playing more games? Is it more training?
I think it's just keep banging the drum about how I want them to play, and literally be on the pitch with them on the training pitch, and talking them through different actions, different moments, and different kind of actions how I want to play through the pitch, and how aggressive I want the team to look as well, and just being on there with them. And the more we do it, and it's like anything, the more you repeat something, the better you become at it. And we just keep repeating certain actions and certain manners of how we want to look and play. And that's training and that's coaching, and I'm working really hard to make sure that we do look something like, and we're not quite there yet, but we will be, because the boys are a real honest bunch. They're good lads, and they're working extremely hard to make that happen quickly. And
being out on the grass with them, I mean, you're able to really show them what you want.
Yeah, and I think it's difficult to get the balance right, because I felt that when I first come here that they were really structured actually, but almost rigid, and I wanted to take the shackles off them a little bit, and I felt that maybe the shackles have come off too much, and it's almost to the point where there's no shape about the team now, so I need to rein it in a little bit, which I'm doing now, and making sure there is a little bit more discipline about our positioning around the pitch, and there is a little bit more discipline about how we play through a team or around a team, depending on what we're playing against. So it's just getting that balance right to let them play with freedom, but also to make sure that we stick to a structure that will win us games.
Sometimes, though, does it need those shackles to be off? I mean, that's why you've taken them off them, and for them to sort of spread themselves out a little bit before going, actually, no, we need you to come back in.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where we are now. I think we're in the middle of that process now, I think, which is why the team looks not quite there yet, so it is a process. It's even like the out of possession stuff that I want to implement. I want the team to be really aggressive on the press and run hard and fast when we ain't got the ball, and they're not used to doing that, and to get them to them levels, it doesn't happen overnight. You've got to you've got to get them to be conditioned in order for them to be able to do that smoothly. And we're in the middle of in the process of that, kind of getting better each game.
How's everybody from the treatment room? Obviously, you made 3 changes on Sunday. How are the likes of Tom McGill, Lawrence Maguire, and Liam Kelly?
Yeah, Lawrence trained today, so we're hopeful that he should be available for selection. Tom McGill again did part of the training today, so again we're hopeful that he should make the squad. Nico Lawrence probably too far away. Tom Carroll too far away. Liam Kelly too far away.
That was from Grimsby, wasn't it, where he limped out towards the end?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get 2 of them back from the Grimsby game, but possibly not Liam.
Callum Hendry obviously came back into the fold at the weekend. First time you've properly seen him out on the pitch, albeit for the last 5-10 minutes or so. How do you think he got on?
Yeah, I liked him. I like him anyway. I think that he's a good character. I've liked him since I've been here and he's been in the treatment room. He's always come in and spoke, said hello in the morning, and to all the staff and that. He's made himself known, which I like. He seems to have a little bit of swagger about him, a bit of confidence, which I think is needed, especially in that position that he plays.
Yeah, you want a striker with that
Of
sort
course,
of attribute, don't you?
And yeah, he's done great in training. We need to get him up to speed, obviously, before we start considering him to be a starter, because he's not done loads. But he's certainly put himself in a position to be part of the squad for Saturday.
I imagine you're probably going to say much the same about Craig McGillivray as well. Obviously, he was a bit of a third, fourth choice even at times under Mike Williamson, but he's come back in and obviously he's played a couple of games now and has been named on the bench for you as well. Yeah,
no, I think with Craig, I come in and I wanted it to be a clean slate. There was no reason why he shouldn't have played in that Arsenal game, which he did. I spoke to Nathan about it. Nathan had played in the Watford game and Colchester game.
Yeah.
And I felt it would be only fair for Craig to play in that game. Then he goes and saves 3 penalties, plays well in the game, and then I'll make a decision to put him on the bench, which was tough on Nathan because Nathan had done nothing wrong. And it's just football, it's just life, and sometimes that happens. And then, of course, he then finds himself on the pitch in the FA Cup game against Wimbledon based on the fact that Tom McGill had a back problem. So, so from sitting in the stands to actually playing on the pitch, again, that's football, that can happen, But now I've got 3 really good goalkeepers at my disposal, so it's down to me to make sure that I pick the right one and have one on the bench, and then obviously keeping one happy as well, who's sitting in the stands, who's, by the way, been training brilliantly since being not involved, and again, a really good character around the place, Nathan. So now all 3 goalkeepers are good for me.
That's tough though, isn't it? Trying to keep everybody happy, like you said. And we've mentioned it a few times, the vast size of your squad, a lot of them are going to be unhappy most Saturdays.
Yeah, that's kind of probably, that's my job, that's my job, and what I've got to do is make sure that I pick the right team, what I think's capable of winning a game on a Saturday, and there's going to be disappointment throughout, but it's also about how players react and train, and I quite like players getting the ump when they don't play. I think that's perfectly acceptable from not to be happy, but it's about how they react, and I've sort of seen it over my career as a manager and a coach where players don't react in the right manner, and then they kind of go down the pecking order even further because of that. I don't like to see that. I like to see good attitudes. I like to see people working extremely hard, in training and having a good attitude around the place, whether they're in the team or not. And that's what we want to try and create, an environment where, we've got, like you say, 11 players on the pitch, but there might be 26 players in the stands or on the bench supporting the team on the pitch, and that's where I've got to, build that culture.
You've seen a lot of the players, though. I mean, some of it's been forced, but you've been able to give game time to an awful lot of the players so far. I
have, yeah. No, it's been good. The games that we've had and the opportunities that the players have had, it's been good. And we've got another game next week as well with Leyton Orient. So, opportunity for some of the fringe players to play again, which I'm looking forward to. So, no, it's up to now, it's been good.
3 home games in a week, then starting off with Swindon on Saturday, a club you know very well.
It is, but it's football, nearly every club you play against, you know somebody at that club, or you've had some kind of link to it, however it may be. So yeah, it just so happens that I managed that club a few years ago now. So you know, it doesn't make a difference really anymore. I'll be just doing my job as best as I can do it, and hopefully we get the win.
A team that's at the wrong end of the table for certainly what they'll be expecting at the start of this season, but a team that, you know, MK Dons have played Swindon plenty of times and know that it's never an easy one.
No, of course not, and like they've got a new manager as well, so he'd have obviously come in and give a lift. He's an experienced manager, and I think since he's been in, they've probably won their 2 games, I think.
Yeah.
Colchester in the FA Cup, and then played Spurs on the other night in
Tuesday night, yeah.
in the trophy. So won that. So it'd be a feel-good factor around their building, and good luck to them. But we're focusing on what we're going to do, you know. And I think that they looks like they may be a change in their shape slightly, maybe because of the new manager. We don't know. We just have to wait and see. We probably won't know that until hour and 15 minutes before the game, when the team sheet gets handed in, and then we'll look, and then
when they line up, I guess.
And when they line up, but what I'll do and what I have to do is make sure that the team are prepared for a few different scenarios. What they may do, predominantly played a back 5. But since the new managers come in, they've gone to a back 4 in the second half of the Colchester game, and they played a back 4 the other night. So we just got to prepare for everything really, just to make sure. But gives me an opportunity to make sure that we do a lot of work on us. You know, it's important that we work on us, which we've done today.
And, you know, with it being 3 home games, I feel like you need a few victories in succession here as well. It's all well and good doing it away, but it's the home fans that are the majority of the fan base, aren't they? And you want to win in front of them.
Of course, yeah. We want to win in front of the fans who travel away. We want to win in front of the fans that turn up here. This is our ground. We want to win. We want this to be a difficult place for oppositions, and you know, since I've been here, we've dropped points, too many for me. You know, you saw the Port Vale game we lose. We dropped points against Tranmere, which I felt that we didn't need to. We win against Accrington and probably just about limp over the line. So yeah, we want to give a really good performance, but more importantly, we want to win the game, and I want to give the supporters that. So we're all kind of celebrating afterwards.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Mate.